Did you know that just 5 bodyweight exercises can correct most of the physical problems you face today? Knee pain, stiffness when bending down, lack of leg strength, discomfort when climbing stairs, difficulty getting up from the floor. Much of this is often connected to the gradual loss of functional strength and mobility that happens over the years. And the most interesting part is that the body does not necessarily need sophisticated machines or extremely heavy workouts to regain these abilities. In many cases, it simply needs to relearn fundamental movements that were lost over time. So let's immediately begin with the first exercise, the reverse Nordic curl. You probably never thought of this exercise as an essential movement, but among physical therapists and functional strength specialists, it is considered one of the most powerful exercises for knee health, quadriceps strengthening, and lower body endurance. If you have ever experienced knee pain, stiffness in the front of the thighs, or that annoying discomfort when climbing stairs, squatting, or getting up from a chair, this exercise works directly on the root of those problems. And do not worry if you have never done anything like this before. You can practice it at home without any equipment. In fact, if you spend many hours sitting during the day, whether working, driving, or resting, learning how to do the reverse Nordic curl correctly can completely transform the strength and stability of your legs. Because here is something few people understand about the aging body. The problem is not always just muscle weakness. Often, the body loses the ability to generate strength in stretched positions, exactly the situations we use most in real life. Now let's understand how to perform it correctly. Start by kneeling on the floor with your shins fully supported and your body upright. Your knees should be approximately hip-width apart. From this position, lightly engage your abdomen and glutes to stabilize the body. Now slowly lean your torso backward, lowering in a controlled manner toward the floor. And here is the most important detail. Your body should remain aligned in a straight line from the knees to the shoulders. Avoid bending at the waist or breaking at the hips. Your hips should remain pushed forward as you slowly lower down. Only go as far as you can control without losing posture. There is no need to touch the floor. Then use the muscles at the front of the thighs, the quadriceps, to pull your body back to the starting position. At first, try performing only 3 to 5 well-controlled repetitions. At the lowest part of the movement, pause for 1 or 2 seconds before coming back up. And as you gain strength, gradually increase the range of motion. Now, if you have never done this exercise before, prepare yourself for a surprise. Even a small backward lean will already be enough to show how weak your quadriceps and hip flexors may be. And this happens because most traditional exercises strengthen these muscles only in shortened positions. But real life works differently. Climbing and descending stairs, sitting down and standing up, slowing down while walking, running, or even preventing a fall all require strength while the muscles are being lengthened. And that is exactly what the reverse Nordic curl trains. It strengthens the quadriceps in their most lengthened position, exactly where most people are most vulnerable. Think about simple, everyday situations. When you walk downstairs, the quadriceps must control the body's weight while lengthening. When you lower yourself slowly, they do exactly the same thing. When you try to regain balance after tripping, these muscles need to absorb force quickly without collapsing. And here's the problem. If the muscles are not trained in this lengthened position, the knees end up absorbing much more impact than they should. That is why so many people begin experiencing knee discomfort over the years, even without major injuries. The body loses its ability to slow down and control movement. And the reverse Nordic curl helps rebuild exactly that functional resilience. What makes this exercise so powerful is that it does not work only on strength. It develops control, stability, and muscular resilience in real movement situations. And the benefits begin to appear relatively quickly. After a few weeks of consistent practice, many people notice that their knees begin bothering them less. Climbing stairs becomes easier. The legs feel stronger and more stable throughout the day. Some people even report greater confidence while walking or getting up from the floor. And this happens because the body begins recovering abilities it had silently lost over time. Now there is something extremely important you need to remember. Do not turn this exercise into a competition for range of motion. The goal is not to lower yourself as far as possible. The goal is to maintain absolute control of the movement. Even small ranges of motion already bring enormous benefits when performed correctly. And here is a detail that makes a huge difference. Breathe slowly during the movement. Do not hold your breath. The more relaxed and controlled your nervous system is, the better the muscle activation will be and the less unnecessary tension there will be in the joints. With consistency, this exercise can become one of the most important tools for maintaining strong knees, stable legs, and physical independence over the coming years. Because in the end, this is not just about strengthening muscles. It is about maintaining the ability to move with safety, confidence, and freedom as the body ages. Now that we have worked on the lower body, it is time to shift the focus upward to a region that silently accumulates tension over the years: the shoulders, neck, and spine. And here comes one of the most underrated exercises for shoulder health, spinal decompression, and grip strength: the dead hang, progressing from the passive to the active version. You may have seen someone hanging from a bar and thought that it was only for athletes or advanced individuals. But the truth is that this movement can bring enormous benefits to practically anyone, especially for people who feel neck stiffness, shoulder tension, or that compressed body feeling after spending the entire day sitting or leaning forward. Because here is something few people realize: gravity compresses your spine all day long. Every time you stand, sit, or carry weight, the joints of the spine experience constant pressure. And over the years, this accumulated compression contributes to stiffness, pain, and loss of mobility. The dead hang is one of the few natural ways to temporarily reverse this process. Now let's understand how to do it correctly. Find a pull-up bar or any sturdy overhead structure that can safely support your body weight. Start by grabbing the bar and allowing your body to become completely relaxed while your feet leave the ground. This is the passive version of the exercise, called the passive hang. Stay in this position for 20 to 30 seconds. And here is the important detail: allow your shoulders to rise toward your ears. This helps fully decompress the spine. While hanging, try to breathe deeply and relax your body. And something interesting may happen. You may hear small pops or feel light clicks in your back and shoulders. In most cases, this is completely normal. Often, these are compressed joints finding space again after years of accumulated tension. For many people, this sensation even brings immediate relief. Now, once the passive hang starts to feel comfortable, you can progress to the active version. And here the exercise changes completely. Instead of letting your body remain completely relaxed, you will gently pull your shoulder blades down and back, activating the muscles around the shoulders while keeping your arms straight. This is called the active hang. Although the movement looks small from the outside, the muscular stimulus is completely different. The active version strengthens the shoulder-stabilizing muscles, improves scapular control, and helps protect the joints against injuries. And this becomes extremely important as we age, because many shoulder problems arise not only from weakness, but from the loss of stability and muscular control. And the benefits usually appear quickly. After a few weeks, many people notice improved posture, less neck tension, lighter shoulders, and even increased grip strength. Now let's move on to an exercise that practically everyone has done at some point in life, but that very few people actually perform correctly: the full push-up, performed with a full range of motion. Most people think push-ups are only for the chest and arms, but when performed correctly, it becomes a complete exercise for strength, mobility, and body stability. It works the chest, triceps, shoulders, abdomen, serratus anterior, and stabilizing muscles all at the same time. And there is something even more important. The full push-up makes the shoulders work through a full range of motion, exactly what many people lost after years of hunching over looking at screens. Now let's go over the correct execution. Start in the traditional push-up position, with your hands slightly wider than shoulder width apart. As you lower yourself, allow your chest to move completely toward the floor until it lightly touches the surface. And here is an extremely common mistake. Many people lower themselves only halfway. Then they come back up only halfway as well. But a partial movement creates a partially trained body. A full range of motion is what truly strengthens the joints and develops functional mobility. During the lowering phase, allow your shoulder blades to open naturally. Then, at the top of the movement, push the floor strongly and allow the shoulder blades to move forward at the end of the ascent. This detail strongly activates the serratus anterior, a muscle that is essential for shoulder stability and proper posture. And here is something very important. Do not rush. Push-ups performed slowly, with control and a full range of motion, are far more valuable than dozens of fast and poorly executed repetitions. Even 3 or 4 perfect repetitions already provide more benefits than 20 partial push-ups performed without control. Prioritize quality first. The repetitions will come naturally over time, because the true goal here is not just muscular strength. It is to build strong, stable shoulders that are resistant to aging. Now let's return to the hips with the 90-90 hip switch exercise, a dynamic version of the classic 90-90 position that improves hip mobility in practically every direction at the same time. If sitting cross-legged feels impossible for you, or if you notice that one hip is much stiffer than the other, this exercise will reveal exactly those imbalances. And more importantly, it will begin correcting them. Because here is something many people ignore. The hips were not designed only to bend forward and backward. They need to rotate internally and externally freely. When this rotation is lost, usually after years of sitting, the entire body begins compensating. The lower back experiences more pressure. The knees begin working incorrectly. Walking loses fluidity. Even balance can worsen. And that is exactly why restoring hip mobility changes so much about how the body feels in daily life. This exercise improves both internal and external rotation of both hips, and that directly impacts the way you walk, the health of your lower back, and even your posture while standing. Because here is something many people do not realize. The way your hips move influences practically the entire rest of the body. When the hips lose mobility, especially the ability to rotate correctly, the body begins compensating automatically. The lower back rotates more than it should, the knees absorb improper loads, the feet change their support pattern, and even shoulder posture can be affected. That is why restoring hip mobility changes much more than just flexibility. Now let's return to the correct execution of the 90-90 hip switch. Sit on the floor with one leg positioned in front of your body and the other behind, both bent at approximately 90-degree angles. The front shin should remain relatively parallel to the torso, while the back leg stays open toward the opposite side. Now sit as upright as possible. Keep your chest open and your spine long. And here is an important detail. If you cannot keep your spine straight without leaning your body backward, that is a clear sign of hip limitation. In that case, sit on a folded towel, cushion, or block to slightly elevate your hips. This reduces the initial tension and greatly improves the quality of the movement. From this position, slowly rotate your knees to the opposite side in one continuous and controlled movement. The front leg moves backward, the back leg moves forward, and most importantly, try to keep your hips close to the floor throughout the entire transition. Many people lift their hips excessively to escape the lack of mobility, but the real work happens precisely when you control the rotation without losing stability. Move slowly, without momentum, without rushing. Because it is exactly during the transition between sides that the body begins gaining real mobility. Try to perform between 10 and 15 slow and controlled transitions in each direction. And as you continue practicing, something interesting will happen. At first, the movement feels stiff, strange, and even uncomfortable. One side may feel much tighter than the other. But with consistency, the transitions begin to feel smoother, more natural, and more fluid. The hips begin to feel more loose throughout the entire day. And this directly reflects in walking, balance, and even the ease of getting up from the floor. Now we have reached the most complete lower body exercise on this list, the ATG Split Squat. When performed using only body weight and full control of the movement, it develops knee strength, hip flexibility, ankle mobility, and quadriceps endurance all at the same time. ATG stands for ass to grass, an expression used to indicate maximum depth in the movement. In other words, you will lower the back knee as close to the floor as possible in a slow and controlled way. And here's why this exercise is so powerful. It exposes and corrects limitations that many traditional exercises never manage to reach. If you struggle with knee pain, hip stiffness, or that constant feeling of tightness in the legs, this movement can completely transform the way your body moves. Now let's go over the correct execution. Get into a lunge position, with one foot in front and the knee of the other leg supported behind you. From there, slowly move the front knee forward, past the line of the toes as far as you can control, while the back knee lowers toward the floor. And here is something important. Go slowly. The goal is not speed. The goal is maximum range of motion with absolute control, because it is exactly in this controlled depth that mobility begins to be restored. Now, there are two very common mistakes in this exercise. The first is allowing the front heel to lift off the floor. Keep it fully planted. The second mistake is allowing the torso to fall excessively forward. Try to remain as upright as possible, keeping your chest open and your posture firm. When you reach the lowest position, stay there for 1 or 2 seconds before rising again. Start with 5 controlled repetitions on each side. And believe it or not, this exercise will reveal limitations you may not even have known existed. Tightness in the hip flexors, weakness in the quadriceps, lack of ankle mobility. All of this quickly becomes noticeable during the movement. But here is the good news. With consistency, it begins correcting all of these limitations at the same time. Now let's put everything together into a simple and extremely efficient routine. First, perform the reverse Nordic curl with 3 to 5 repetitions per set. Next, move on to the dead hang, alternating between the passive and active versions for 30 to 60 seconds. Then perform full push-ups with as many perfect repetitions as you can execute. After that, perform the 90-90 hip switch with 10 to 15 transitions in each direction. And finish with the ATG Split Squat by performing 5 controlled repetitions on each leg. Complete 2 full rounds of this sequence. And remember the most important thing. Do not rush. Breathe deeply during each repetition. Prioritize quality over speed. Because this is not just an exercise routine. It is a routine to restore movement, functional strength, and bodily freedom. And best of all, it takes only about 15 to 20 minutes. But within those few minutes, you will be working the knees, spine, shoulders, hips, and ankles. Exactly the regions that accumulate the most stiffness and discomfort over the years. And the results are often surprising. When performed consistently 4 or 5 times per week, this routine begins changing the way the entire body feels. You begin to feel stronger. Movements become more fluid. The constant stiffness begins to disappear. The joints begin to feel more lubricated. Activities that once felt tiring or painful begin to feel natural again. Even posture improves without you needing to think about it. And here is the key to everything. Consistency. Even if you only have 15 minutes in your day, do it. Because small, consistent efforts beat intense occasional efforts almost every time. And the best part about these exercises is that you do not need to already be in great shape to begin. They meet you exactly where you are today. So start with what you can do right now. Do not worry about perfection. Just keep going. Over time, the body begins responding in ways you may no longer imagine possible. More mobility, more stability, less pain, more confidence in movement. And as we age, that is worth more than any quick short-term result.